begin this Sunday morning with breaking news on a potential impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden this September. The president continues to deny he had any knowledge or involvement in his son's overseas business deals, despite mounting evidence and testimony to the contrary. While he was part of Rosemont Seneca Partners, the trips took place while Joe Biden was on official business as vice president to Europe, Africa, Asia, and Mexico. In April of 2010, Hunter Biden sent an email to his business associate, Mark Doyle, who was registered as a foreign agent for Serbia at the time, about setting up a meeting with Serbia officials there, saying, quote, JRB will be in Madrid and I can catch a ride with him and fly over to Serbia and then be back with you. This email, on top of what the House Oversight Committee reports is 176 suspicious activity reports from Biden bank accounts, whistleblower testimony alleging bribery, and 20 shell companies transacting money that was directed to Biden family bank accounts. Joining me right now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is House Speaker Congressman Kevin McCarthy. Mr. Speaker, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Maria.
Will you bring an impeachment inquiry against President Biden this September?
Well, Maria, first you've got to understand, only because Republicans took the majority have we found out what President Biden told us when he was running for office is not true. He said he never had any dealings with his son's business, and that he never even talked to him. We've now found out not only did he call into the meetings, he went to dinner, and after the dinner, Hunter Biden got a new Porsche, that there was $3.5 million transferred. We now found out as he was a sitting vice president, the family created 20 shell companies. They received 16 of 17 payments from Romania while he was vice president. We now found that the money would flow to 9 family members. He has to continue to change this. But since then, we found a movement of his administration of weaponization. We found that now the special prosecutor, David Weiss, actually let the statute of limitations run out on Hunter Biden's taxes. We found that the FBI actually informed Hunter Biden and the inaugural committee prior to our ability to go and interview him. We also have a DOJ that gave a sweetheart deal to Hunter Biden, and the judge said no. So if you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry. And just so your viewers understand what that means, that provides Congress the apex of legal power to get all the information they need. Because remember what's laying out there right now. We have an attorney general that could have lied to the American public, which he has now named a special prosecutor. They have said 2 different things, and you have Gary Shapley on a little later today, IRS whistleblowers that have come forward that show that there's 2 forms of justice when it comes to America. But now when you look at this, it looks like a culture of corruption that's been happening within the entire Biden family. You've got to get to be able to answer that to the American public. The American public deserves that answer. Who's lying? What information went on? Who paid? And what foreign governments, when you found now that we know that an FBI actually had an informant, which got to a form of a 1023, claiming that they had bribed then vice president and saying that we would never find the money because they went through shell companies and withheld that from the IRS individuals investigating Hunter Biden.
What other evidence are you seeking in order to bring that? Do you need more evidence to prove to your members? Do you have the votes for an inquiry?
Well, we have been out on summer recess right now working in the district. When we go back, we'll discuss this, but we find new information each week. Could you imagine being a sitting vice president and your family's members set up 20 shell companies? American companies don't do that. And then they deal with foreign countries that you got 16 of 17 payments from Romania while you're vice president. And then we have the vice president, now president, claiming that he utilized American tax dollars to withhold from Ukraine to get a prosecutor fired. We just recently found out during break from a business partner with Hunter Biden that they were being pressured when they were on that board to try to do something about that prosecutor. So there's a lot of questions still. And to be able to get the answers to these questions, you would need impeachment inquiry to empower Congress, Republicans and Democrats, to be able to get the answers that the American people deserve to know. I've had Democrats now tell me that they're very concerned because they back this president based upon what he told America. And with each turn, we find that is not true.